Okay, so I'm recording already. Since we only have two of you guys here, so probably while other people are joining, we'll just continue with the class. So yes, introduction to Photoshop. So today I'm just going to create something. So Caleb, welcome. Yeah, so yesterday I talked about like creating new file and yeah, I just worked around the Photoshop interface. So today we are just going to start doing a proper design. So I'm going to first of all create a new file. Yeah, so I'm just going to use the same Instagram portrait size. This is the proper size I use whenever I want to make a poster or something that is, or a flyer, for example, because most times they are going to be flying it on places like Instagram, and Instagram only allows the portrait size and square frame, which is like the same dimensions. So for this one now, we're just going to do this Instagram portrait size, and then I don't know. Let me just put the title to be poster one, for example. I don't know what I'm actually going to create, but anyways, let's just go. Yeah. So here on this is how it's going to be. Whenever you create a new file, it always comes in this blank frame. So yeah, it's left to you now to start adding anything you want to add or start doing whatever you want to do. So first of all, I'm going to find the pictures. I think yeah, this is some pictures I just feel like I can use. So I don't really know exactly what I'm going to be doing, but let me just start. So I just want to do something like a poster also, just a random poster from his Bliss. I used like two or three of his posters on it, and then I put his name. So yesterday I spoke about removing a picture from a background. I used this picture, this particular one, and this is the PNG that I saved. So for this one, I'm going to be using like two or three of these pictures or more than that. So let me see if um yeah, let me just take this one to the frame, to the Photoshop there. This thing is still not dropping like yesterday, so I just have to minimize it like this, and then I would put this one here. So let me just leave it like this, for example. So let me just try something with some of his pictures being large and some being small and stuff like that. Then I'll try adding a background. So let's leave this one like this for the meantime. Um, Something like this. So then I would, for those that don't know how to like remove the background of any picture, um, you can just, if you just drag a picture like this, let me try this one now. So if you import any picture like this, you have to drag it and use it. Let's hold on for it to play. So let me show if how many of us were there. Okay. Yeah, so to remove a background of the picture, because now we don't want to use this as background. So what we are going to do is just to click on this tool here. From the tools at the left, you can see a quick selection tool, and then you just click on select subject, and then it will automatically highlight the picture for you. So highlights the actual picture without the background. So you just have to hold on for it to highlight, and then so I don't know why this is taking time. Yeah, so it's done highlighting. So I don't think we'll be needing this down area of his picture. So let me just Let me just do it like this. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to be like diving too deep into this thing. But from yesterday's explanation, I explained that if you after using the select subject tool, you need to zoom in and be sure that every part of the picture is properly highlighted. So if you see like this, I think everywhere is properly highlighted now. So I'm just going to click on select and mask. So it's going to select this part of the picture for us. So yeah, so we have selected this one. So let's just hold on for it to select. I forgot to clean out the hair area, but I think that shouldn't be a problem. I think my software is slowing a bit today. I don't know why. Yeah, so it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and save this as a PNG. So I'm just trying to see what we can do. Export as PNG. Yeah, so these are saved as a PNG. So let me show you guys how to get like creative ideas. For now, I don't really know what I want to do, but then if you are looking for, probably you have a project you want to create. If you want to get ideas on how to create on the kind of thing you can do, you can head over to Pinterest. So you can see here, I selected Pinterest from my browser, and then I'll wait for it to load. So that's loaded. So from Pinterest here, you can search anything, any kind of thing that you want to create. You just give it a prompt and then it will give you different options. So let me say I'll search creative posters, or yeah, let me just search creative poster designs, for example. So you can pick one or two ideas from here. So then you just need to create a mood board. So it's called mood boards. So you create a mood board and then you can just head over to create whatever you want to do. So from here, these are different options. There are many options here, and they are being posted by different designers. So anybody can still come and post whatever they want to post here. So let me see. Let me go with this one. Even though this one is like a football poster, but then I will just save it and see if we can get some ideas from it. So the network is slow. I'm just going to proceed with the entire design since I have probably some idea in my head of something I'm going to create. So yeah, we have his picture here. So we're going to like bring in more of his pictures. So we add down and so let me bring in this one. Yeah, this one. Yeah, so I'm going to just do the same thing, same select subject, and then we'll wait for it to finish selecting. So while you select, let me be sure if you guys can hear me, or sure if the network has not gone off again. Network. What the hell? Hi guys. So from our previous session, we had a network issue, so we had to I had to just make a record. I will have to just make a record of this particular session just to show you guys, like just a normal tutorial without not a live video, because we're having network issues on the live video. So from here now, let me sure that my stuff is recording. So now I already have some of these images here that I want to use. I have created a file. This is 1080 by 1350, the Instagram portrait size. This is it here. So I'm going to first of all start by bringing in this picture. Let me see if it's this one. So I'm going to start by bringing in this picture. So I actually wanted it to be on this position like this. Yeah, so this is one of the pictures I'm going to be using. So another thing I wanted to do was to import another picture. So I'm going to bring in this particular one as well. Bring in this one. So we can have like this, the both of these ones like this here popping. So something like this would work fine. Yeah, so I'll just end up adding some brightness to the both of them, and then we'll see what we can have. So let me position it like this for the meantime, and then I would try and see if I can include a background. So when you're working on something like this, you need to like ensure that you have enough, you need to try out enough background. So let me head over to my folder where I usually store my backgrounds. So yeah, this is one of the folder where I store backgrounds. I have this set of backgrounds here, so I'm just going to scroll through. Let's see if there's anyone here I can use. So I don't want it to be something complicated. Just seeing if I can play around with some background here and some text there, and just a casual flyer. It's nothing too serious. Just a casual flyer. So something like this should work. Yeah, something like this should work. So you see, I had to like expand the background so we can have something like this. So in a case like this, you would love to have the background blurred out. So I explained this blur tool, this particular one here. I explained this one the last time, but I hardly use that one. So what I do is you go to filter. You see blur here, that there are different kind of blur. There's the field blur and blur gallery where you have the field blur, Irish blur, and a lot of them. So for this one, I'm going to use the Gaussian blur. You can see there are other blur options here, but for this one, I'm going to use the Gaussian blur, which just gives you an entire blur. You can expand the radius high and low depending on how you want it. So the essence of having a blurred out background is to ensure that the focus will be on the picture, because then if you don't blur it out, sometimes it will have the background fighting for attention with the images that are here. So that's why sometimes you just need to blur the background so you can have like a clear view of the image and the contrast will look better. So then I'm going to use blending options to blend backgrounds. So I'm going to try out another background and see. So I'm going to try out another background and see. So for this one, I have a lot of backgrounds here, so I don't know if I would want to be scrolling through all these backgrounds. So let me see, I've seen something I would like to do with this one, and let me place it in. So yeah, so sometimes you just need to try out different things and see what works for you. So let me try something like this, and then I'll save it. Then if you can see here from the layer options here down here, you can see that there are different options here. You can see this one is on normal. Once you tap on it, you see that there are different things. You can scale through all these blending options like this and pick whichever one works for you. So you see there are different blending options here. So for me, I don't even know which one works well. So let me just see. I actually want something like a popping background, or I'm still going to try out some other ones and see what works. So I like this one. Soft lights overlay, soft light overlay. So I leave it on soft lights, something like this. So when you're working on something like this, you also need to go and try and add some brightness to the picture. So the picture like this, I'm going to go to filter gallery. This is how I add brightness to my picture most of the time. Yeah, so it has loaded, and then I'll just have to increase this. So I actually had a preset that I set. So you can see from these options there, I can click on preset, and then I have my preset. I have pop tone. So you can see what this one does. It already popped the picture for me. That's the essence of the preset. So this is the normal picture, and if I click on the pop tone, I already have this one here. So let me see if I have an option to go back to my normal. Okay, yeah, so this is the settings on my presets. These are the things that I increased, I adjusted. So I adjusted the things slightly up. So I think let me bring it down a bit, slightly too high, and then saturation and all these things here. These are the things that I actually adjusted. So I'm dropping the saturation because previously it was like this, and it's like the face is becoming too red. So I'll drop it down so you can have that natural feel of his face. And then I went to details. I increased the sharpen so his face will be more crispy, and then I saved it like this. So you can see now, yeah, you can see how his face, the color of his face has popped out. So now I would do the same for the next picture. I'll just go to my filter, camera raw filter, and then let's wait for it to, yeah, so same thing. I'll just go down to presets, but you can do your own and save your presets. So pop tone, yeah, it's my pop tone I'm using. So I just titled it pop tone. It's not like it's any name, any official name. So you go back to the adjustment, and then I'll just adjust the same thing I adjusted the first time. So after let me do this and show you something. So after adjusting your picture, if you want to if you want to save this as a preset, from here now you just go to preset, and then you see this create preset. If you click on create preset, you see here it shows you this thing. So let me just save the adjusted one as pop tone 2, for example. So you can see if I click on OK, it saves it for me. I can come back and use it anytime. So I'll just leave it like this. So it's going to reflect on the picture just now. Yeah, so you can see now I have these two pictures popping. Yeah, so what am I going to do next? I also wanted to add a picture to the background. I just have some ideas in my head on what to do, so just thinking if that would work nice. So let me see, if I put this picture here, I would have to shift this one like this, for example. So this one, you can give room for this, and this one be like this. However, this one is going to blend into the background. It's not just going to be there like that. It's going to kind of blend this other one. So what do I do? Same thing, I go to my filter gallery, I click on camera raw filter, and then I'll try to have that same pop tone popping like that. And then yeah, so this is what I have. I will just no, I'm not supposed to do that. I'll just go to my presets, and then I'll click on the pop tone tool, and then it pops it up, and then I would save. So as you can see, it already gives me that brightness for that one as well. So the next thing I'll do, I want to blend this one to the background. So back to my blending options, you can see I want it to be blended to the background like this. So you can just hover over each of them, and then they'll give you different options. Select the one that works well for whatever you're doing. So for me, still trying to find which one works well. I think it should be this one, but it's quite too brightish and reddish in a way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select on it, and then you see from here I will drop the fill down a bit so it will blend into the background. So you can either drop the fill or you can drop opacity. So let me try dropping opacity instead of the fill. Yeah, so that's what we have. So let me see if okay. So yeah, still trying to see if there's anything I can do to the background. Yeah, let me see here. For the sake of time, I don't want to start trying to go through all these backgrounds here, because there are a lot of them here, and then HD formats, they'll take time to load. But then let me try this one out. So when you're working on anything, you can just take your time to test different backgrounds and see. But for the sake of this video, I don't want to start diving into too many backgrounds and stuff like that. So I just feel this one has there's this texture, it has this kind of thing that it has that might give our own background some feel here. So yeah, like this. And then same thing, blending options. Whenever you want to blend two things, you just go to the blending options, and then to help you do the blend two things properly. If you don't find the kind of blend you want, then it's probably you need to go and try out another background that will blend it properly. So I seem to be liking this one, Seth. So let me just go down a bit and see. So I'm just trying to take my time to see if I can. Okay, this is not bad. It's actually not bad. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this. So for next thing I'm going to do is to add some rulers, because I want to place some text here. So normally my ruler is supposed to be showing my ruler option here, but I don't know, it's not showing for some reasons, I don't know why. So I'm just going to use this to just do it like this. You can see it's dragging, the rulers are coming in, but then it's not showing, and I'm supposed to use some of the numbers on the rulers to align this thing well, but I'm just using my eye and my brains to know, okay, this is where these things are supposed to be placed, so I can have like a proper placement of certain things. So before I start adding the text, I would love to paint in a shadow. So I created a new for a new layer. So to do that, you can hold Shift, Control, and N. It's going to pop out the option to create a new layer, and then you just click on yes. Or you can just go down from this option here. You can see this plus icon. Just click it, and it creates a new layer for you. So I want to paint in some shadows here, and I want it to be like a color like this. Let me try painting with this one. So you can see I want to put some text here, so that's why you see me painting in these shadows like this. So I want his name to be here, and yeah, basically his name. So I'll just go in and type his name. I'm first of all going to type Moses, and then I'll just change the color to black. I'll just use the eyedropper tool to pick a color on his head, and then I'll see what I can do with text. Sometimes finding fonts can be quite stressful, but then you just need to take your time. So I was thinking of using a serif font. I actually don't know. So let me just scroll through. Let me try out this one. Okay, so let me save this one and see. So I would actually like to add some color to it somehow. So I don't just want to add a normal color. Let me try blending some colors from my layer styles there. So I can go to color, gradient color, and then gradient overlay, sorry, and then I can play around with the colors from the art here. This one, let me just do it like this, and it's not visible because there's a white color there. Let me try something like this. Let me try picking something from his head like this, for example. I don't want it to be complete black, and I don't want it to be, complete off color. So let me see. Okay. Sometimes getting colors too can be quite tough because you need to pick a color that would blend with the entire design. So I'm just going to leave this one like this, for example. And then another thing I'll do is to add an is it inner glow? Yeah. And then I'll probably use a color like this. And then I can play around with these options here. And not to waste time, I'm just going to probably just save this one. Let me add a bevel and emboss and see if there's any other thing I can do. Yeah, you can see this is giving me some options to play around with this thing like this. Let's play around with it. So yeah. You can see I'm having something going on there. I don't know why it's zooming out instead of zooming in. So let's save it like this. So you can see now we have this sleek. It's not something serious, but you can see it has this embossed kind of design there. So let me see if I can toggle it, if I can make some more adjustments to it like that. Depth, yeah, you can see I can increase depth like this, And then we have it like this now. What's this size? Don't want the size to be size like this, soft. I want it to be soft. Let me try out some of this. So which one are we on? Yeah, on this. So you can see there are different ones, different options here. So that's why sometimes you just need to come and play around with some of these things, and then you can come up with something. But you need to ensure that what you're coming up with actually makes sense. Don't just play around with it anyhow and come up with any kind of thing. So as it is now, I'm going to leave it like this. Yeah, let me see if I can drop the depths. Yeah, I'm going to leave it like this, and then yeah, basically inner glow. If I turn off the inner glow, what does it do? It's not even visible that much. So let me see if doesn't make any much difference. So yeah, I'm going to leave it like this. So you can see we have the Moses written, and then I'll just duplicate it, and then I'll type in the Bliss. Moses Bliss. Yeah, so this is what we have. I don't know if this particularly makes sense, but I'm just trying out certain things here. So you can see what we have here, something like this, and then yeah, I'm not a fan of adding too much drop shadows, but then let me try drop shadow on the text and see if it will actually make sense. Sometimes drop shadow can be weird, and some people don't know how to use it. It's just going to be somehow. You can see how it looks here. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm just going to drop it down a bit and see. Nah, I don't think drop shadow would be nice for this. I'm going to turn off the drop shadow. I'll just cancel and probably change the color of these particular shadows that we had here like this. So let me, it's on pure white now, and I'm just going to try something else. Let me say this one. See, it's on black, and then I'll try the color of his shirt. Well, I'm just going to leave it at the what it was before. Black would have made sense. This text would have looked more better on black, but then black doesn't fit very well with this entire design. So yeah, I'll just proceed with the next things. I would love to add some quotes to this. Yeah, just to add his name down. Okay, his name is here. Just to add some of his things like his slogan and some text around. So I looked at his Instagram, and then I can see from his bio, the tag there is the voice of grace. And I also went to ChatGPT and I just searched Moses Bliss quotes. So ChatGPT actually identified Moses Bliss, and it knows, okay, this is a Nigerian artist, and these are some of the things probably from his music. He picked out some quotes from his music and stuff like that. So I'm just going to use the stuff I saw on his Instagram, which is the voice of grace. So I'm going to type in the text here like this, and then so I'll say the voice of grace. Yeah, so I'll save it like this, and then I would have to drop this down. It's just going to be a very, very small text, not something big as this. Yeah, so you can see the voice of grace, and I don't want it to be a sans serif font. I want it to be a, sorry, I don't want it to be a serif font. I want it to be a sans serif font. So I'm going to use there's this font. What's the name? Trap. I think it's Trap. Yeah. So I actually like some things that are going on in the font. But yeah, so this is it. I'm going to use this font. And oh yeah, so you see the voice of Grace. um I was thinking of just putting like a gospel artist. How am I doing? So yep, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to space this very well, and I'll try and place in an icon that would properly the voice of Grace. I think I will change this font. I'm not feeling this trap font that much. But then it's a very cool font, but then I don't know. So sometimes you just need to take your time to know this thing very well. If not, to keep popping out anyhow and it might confuse you. So now we'll be on this one now. So you see this one, the voice of Grace. I'll just change the font to probably rethink, or let me try rethink. Yeah, rethink is better. So yeah, we are rethink. The font I'm using is rethink. I'm just going to make it slightly bigger. Make it to 12, for example, so it covers. Yeah. Then what I wanted to do was to, yeah, another mistake I was doing is I've been editing for a while and I've not saved my project, so I need to click on Control S, and then I'll just say Moses Bliss poster temp. No, poster koi. Moses Bliss poster like this, and then I'll just save it to, yep, here. So you see I have to save my file so it doesn't fall into any issues while I'm editing. So this is it here. So before okay, I'm done. So I'm going to proceed to adding some other things. I actually wanted to also add a mic icon, so I'm going to come like this, and I already created a PNG from this one. I downloaded this thing from FreePic, and then I created a PNG of it, and then I'll just drop it in like this. It's a mic connected like a stethoscope or something, mic and stethoscope, but then I don't need the stethoscope. So what I'm going to do is, before I proceed, I'll just add a layer mask to this, and then I'll just clean out this stethoscope area that we don't need. Then I'll just leave the mic like this. So you can see this is a mic. I think there are some parts that are not cleaned out properly here. Now this is the mic that we have, and then I'll just find a way to position it properly. Yeah, I'm just going to drop this size probably here. Okay, I think it works better here. And then this is picture. I can probably take it up a bit, something like this now. So I think I need to drop the size of the mic slightly down a bit again. Yeah, so let me leave it like this. Since we don't have the Bliss continuing to be in the same line with the Moses, then let's just have this mic like this popping. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some brightness to the mic as well, so it's going to like pop well. So I'll go back to my same camera raw filter, and then I'll just quickly let it load to be sure that my record is recording. Okay, so then yeah, just quickly add some of these, toggle some of these options here so it pops the mic very well. And then since so you can see I'm just quickly doing something here so we can have the mic to pop. What else? Color grading, and then let me try and give it some other additional colors. So yeah, you just need to be creative with certain things. So let's see, you can see the mic pops out properly. You can see this is the previous and this is what we have now. So it popped very well. So next thing, I'm just going to duplicate the mic. I want to also have a copy of it, something like this. Rotate 180. Okay. I don't know where to position this one, but then let me just position it on the other angle of the design, somewhere here, like this. Yeah, I think this works well. So I'll have it like this here as well, and then yeah, so I think this works well. Sometimes you just need to take your time to reposition the images well so it's look really nice. So can have this like this. Yeah, so yeah, so we have this one here. So another thing I want to do is just to pick some of the quotes I got about Moses Bliss. Some of those is quotes from ChatGPT, and then I will just put them here. So when God hands upon you, you can actually search this, and this was short. So I went to ask for a longer one, but these ones were too long. So I just need something brief like this, and see if I can just quickly paste it. I'm just going to duplicate these particular fonts and just paste down in it, and then I would make the size really small. For example, something like this. Then I have to come down and break it from here. So you just need to find a way of making your own, creating your own ideas, making it pop well. So take this to 6, for example, and then I don't want it to be bold as this, so I'll put the font weight to regular or medium, anyone. And then I think I'll just use the long caption, one of the longer ones here, the one that is, all of them here are long. So I'll just copy this one and see, I'll copy with the code, since okay, yeah, it's a code from Moses Bliss. So I'll just copy this like this, and then I'll just come back here and paste it. So we'll have that long. It's actually going to be long, so we have to take our time to like break it down till we have what we want. And one thing you need to know is that this one is currently on all caps, so we're going to take it down to small letters, so they can still be more smaller for us to position it properly. So I'm just basically breaking down the font. Yeah, so let me just proceed with this. I was thinking of cutting out a certain part, but then we are already moving. So these stuffs actually take time. And then yeah, so to change it back to normal small letters, you just need to stop this, and you can see it's back to small letters. I want to even put it on regular and drop the size very down. So this is just to make the flyer look has some more content, let it not just be blank. So we're going to put this at set the font size to 5, and then would bring set the leading, bring it very close. So I'm going to put it in 4. Yeah, so we have this code like this, but then it's still too long, so I'm going to actually break it. You see, it's still too long. We need something shorter. So if I can zoom here, I'll just look for a full stop. You see this, otherwise there's a full stop there, and then I can just go, I can cut this one, so I might paste it somewhere else, and then I just need to add a quotation mark after this one, like this. Yeah, something like this. And I also think maybe I should just break it from here, because this is quite too long still. So just, yeah, have this one like this, which is slightly longer than the one we had, the other shorter one, and it's just portable like this. So I will just have some adjustment on it like this. There's actually a way to type text in a way that they give you that justified kind of arrangements, but then I forgot to do it like that, so we're just going to work with this. So typing these things can be really stressing. You just need to come and start trying to position your fonts well, but then yeah, sometimes it's really necessary. So I'll increase the size a bit to 6. Yes, so this is it here, and then yeah, you can see we have that one there. So another thing I can do, I can say probably let me duplicate the text here. Yeah, so I'll just paste in the other one that I copied, or I'll just go back to ChatGPT and copy another one, or copy that shorter one, or yeah, this shorter one. When God hand is upon you, nothing stops you from shining. So I'll just come like this, and then I can just paste it, and then so upon you, let's break it from the comma. So yeah, so you can see now we have this one like this. Trying to zoom out. So this is what we have here right now. So I can place this here. I can just find somewhere. It doesn't really matter. It's just also adds to the entire. Okay, yeah, I can put it here. is basically just trying to do something, find a good position for it. So I think it works well here. Yeah, it works well here. So you can see when God's hand is upon you, nothing. So you're just basically going to look as if that was what he was writing. So yeah, this is quite good now. So think in order not to complicate it, we're just going to leave it like this. And then I wanted to add something like a diamond shape to separate the voice of grace and gospel vocal artist or gospel artist. So I'm just going to head over to my icon. There's a folder where I saved some icons like that, and then I'm just going to find something. I wanted to add something like a diamond icon. Yeah, so let me just use this star instead. So placing this star, and then I'll drop it down like this. I'll bring it there. So if I place it here like this, I'll then space the font. First of all, I would space the font so we can have. So where is my star icon? I'll then shift this one here, and then I'll use this. I'll copy the same layer style that I used for this particular title here. That's this one. I'll just right click on it and click on copy layer style, and then I'll click on the star icon, and then I'll paste it. So you see I have the same layer style pasted on the star, and then let's see how it looks. Yeah, so it's not actually a perfect poster, but then still looks good as well. So another thing I can do is to just add some glows to his face in a way that it reflects the background color on part of his face like this. So now I'll tap on his picture, this big one, and then I'll add a new layer, and then I'll just use the eyedropper tool to select this part of this thing, and then I'll use the brush tool, increase it slightly, and then I'll just paint in his face like this. For example, paint here, something like this. And then I'll just right click, and then I'll click on create clipping mark. So what it does is, you can see from the layer here, it clips this particular layer inside this one. So anything that is happening inside this layer is already clipped inside this picture, so it's not going to affect the background. So I'm going to just right click, and then I'll find from this blending option, just find one of the blends that actually works well. So I think soft light or overlay. So you see what overlay does. So if I turn it off and on, it gives that pop in the picture like that. See, makes it pop up a bit. Yeah, so it's actually just another way of adding some, making the entire design look more attractive, popping everything there. So you can see now, let me do it again. This is the normal one, and this is it's popped out. You can see that there's this color. You can still go back to the layer, pick the brush, and then try to paint into some other areas like that. But I don't need to paint it too much so it doesn't start looking somehow. So I'll do the same thing for this other one. You need to create a new layer, right click, create clipping mask, go to your brush, painting like this. Yeah, painting some areas, and then change this to overlay. And then if it's too much, you can see this one now is like giving this burn effect. So you can see it's giving too much. So I'll just go down to the fill and drop this opacity, either the fill or the opacity. So I prefer dropping the opacity. Okay, yeah, so I went a little bit off had a little bit of distraction, so I'll just pick up from here. So yeah, at this point now, what we want to do is to include we're almost done. So like I said, I'll just put in some brightness and then I'll just continue from there. Okay, yeah, I'll just go to, let's say there's this my folder, my background folder, and then there's this glow effect that I usually use. So let's wait for this to load and then I will bring it in. I think it's somewhere here. Anyways, before then, while it's loading, I'll go down here. So now from this thing here, the extra things you could do is, I'm coming, let me check on this. Okay, yeah, extra thing you could do is from this place here, from here like this, you can add brightness like this. You can increase the brightness slightly like this, increase the contrast, something like this, or let's just leave this at this, like this for example. And then you can do curves just to adjust the, it might be too bright, but if you use curves, you take it down slightly, it gives it this little bit of dark edges, like that, dark shades, so it doesn't become too bright. If you take it up like this, it becomes too bright. If you bring it down, it adjusts the brightness to a better way. And then I now add another thing I add personally. So I'm just going to expand this layer like this. Another thing I add personally is color balance. So you can see color balance. So let me bring these things here so you can be seeing it from the right side. Color balance. So here you can balance the colors based on the colors that are here. So I can take this yellow up like this, or I can take it down so we can have more of the blues. And then I can increase this one and increase this. So it's like giving yeah, just using these things to balance the colors that are available in the design. So let me take the yellow. So if I'm taking the yellow up, you can see that it's making the it's giving it more like a yellow feel like this. You can see if you take it the blue, is giving it a blue feel. So I'll just add the blue slightly because I feel the blue will be better. And then for the purple and green too, you see same thing. And then you can pop the red. The red might be too much, so I'll just leave it like this. So you don't need to like take it too much, you don't need to tweak it too much, just slightly. And if you observe that it's too much, you can, let me see the difference. If you observe that it's too much, you can as well go and drop the opacity or the feel. So but for mine, I'm just going to leave it like this, or let me drop it down a bit. Yeah, so this is what we have. So if I turn off all those things that we applied now, you can see this is the flyer. And then after adding brightness, curves, and color balance, we have something that pop more. So this is basically what we have. So another thing I was thinking is for the background, I would have loved to probably, for this background area, let me see this one. So I'm going to group it and then I'll duplicate the group, so I'll have a copy of that. So that's another thing you can do. If you want to like try out an effect, you can just make duplicates and then you can I don't know why this is taking much time to duplicate. So this is taking longer than expected. I'm just duplicating the group. So let me check my layer. Okay, this one is actually the thing I wanted to drop there. But then our stuff has finally duplicated. So I'm just going to right click and then I'll convert the first group to a smart object. Convert to a smart object. Just wanted to include some noise to it. Or meanwhile, I'll just use the filter gallery and then I'll see if I can add some grains like that. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Well, I'm just going to save this and see. Let me save this like this. I was just trying to play around with it and see if I can get a different option for the background, but then seems to not be giving me something so cool. Yeah, so you see what it does. Yeah, so I guess it's even nice like this. Yeah, it's actually nice. So maybe I just need to go back and reduce the intensity a bit. So stroke strengths. I'll just save it like that. So it's actually okay the way it is. So yeah, so this is like just how to play around with certain things. And you just need to play around with some of these options to get something good. So as you can see, we have the background is looking more blurry in a way. It's not like the normal picture. And then yeah, so I'm just going to okay, so to show you the difference for what I did now, for some people that might not be fully understand not fully understand. So this is the before, this is how it is, and then I just played around with some effect and then it just give us that little effect at the background there. So let me try and add that particular this one. It's not basically going to be everywhere, just to see if I can use it to pop some of the colors again. Let me do like this, and then so what do you do from here now? You go straight to the blending options again. So whenever you try to blend something, you just need to know that it's the blending options that you need to go to. So I'm just trying to take my time to find one that's so let me see. So I think this screen is nice. So let me see if I don't see any other better one then we'll just use screen, and then I would compare. Let me take it below these options there. You can see I took it below the and then I'll take it below the mic as well. So I'll place it directly on top of the shadow so this mic can be actually visible. Yeah, so you can see what it does. And then let me see if I can shift it side a bit so it doesn't become too much on the face like that. So if I turn it off, this is it, and if I turn it on, you can see what it does. Then I'm going to just duplicate it and take it to this side again. So I can actually just flip horizontal, still the same thing. So I just want it to reflect on this other side of the picture. Like this. So yeah, basically you can see what we have here. This is basically what we have. So if you still want to go around and play with it here, another thing you can do is to go down to these options here. Yeah, you can see from here you search color lookup, and then from color lookup you can see that there are different options. All you need to do is after this one, when you release it like this, you can then go and click on it. In order to be seeing them accordingly, you just need to start pressing your arrow key, and then it's just going to be flipping it for you like this. So let's see if we can find anyone that is. So I would love to save like 2 options, and then so you can just toggle this color lookup option down, and then it has different options there as well. So you can see this is another option. This is the last one there. This is the last one. So it's just to basically learn to play around with some of this effect here. So I'm just trying to save one more aside from the original one. I'm trying to save one more. Alright, so I don't think I got to find another one that I can actually save aside from the last one here. So I'm just going to, what I'm going to do if I want to save this one now, I'm just going to click on hold Shift, Control, Alt and E. So it automatically creates a flattened layer for me. So if I turn off this color lookup, I can have the original one, and then if I turn the original one on, I can have this one now. So you see I have 2 options here. But then from the color lookup, let me see if there's any other one that's better than the main one. So you just need to like check it continuously. Yeah, so let me see. So yeah, I just basically go with my normal natural one here like this. So yeah, so this is it. This is what we have here. So I'm just going to save this to JPG. Yeah, then we have this now. This is what we have, and we have this other one too as another color toning of it. Not too serious, nothing too different, but just some slight different there. So Yeah, so this is how to make a poster design. So you guys can go ahead and you can try out with same pictures that I used, or you try out with different pictures. It just depends on what you can be able to achieve. So this is going to serve like probably like a homework. You can just go try out something and then you post it on the group, or you send it directly to me, and then we can get to go back and forth with some changes with it. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next one.